Hi, this is Mike Willits. I volunteer at the Military Heritage Museum, and I'm here today to talk to you about our experiences that we can have on in the flight simulators. We have 3 flight simulators, 2 of them with a side stick, 1 with a yoke, and there's many military aircraft that we fly here, from the P-51 all the way up to the F-22, the F-35. And so I'm going to take you up initially on the F-16 today. We're going to fly out of Hawaii, go over to Honolulu, do a landing. I'm going to come around and do a flyby to the Arizona and do a couple air maneuvers, and then we're going to head over back to where we started out at the Marine base in K-Bay and do a landing. From that point on, we're going to jump into an F-35, and we'll do a carrier landing on an F-35 at the carrier that's docked out in San Francisco Bay. My background is I've been in aviation for about 45 years, and I have started out as a civilian with my training. Prior to that, though, I was U.S. Army coming out of high school, and I wanted to be a cop at the time. An MP is what I became, and I went to Vietnam for about 8 months. And after that, I decided that I wanted to learn how to fly and make that as my career. So I've done that. I flew freight coming out of all my flight training out of college, and eventually flew some corporate aircraft, and then on to the airlines. I flew for 28 years for United Airlines, and flying all over the world, all different airplanes, from the 727 all the way up to 747, 67, and so once I retired, I came here, and we're living here in Punta Gorda, and that's when I decided I wanted to come and volunteer here at the museum. So that's my background, and as you can see behind me is our simulator that's set up to where we have the F-16. We're going to take and fly this F-16 around, and I will give you a little bit of background on the F-16. I'm going to get myself in position. As we see on our simulator here, we have a top screen that shows people that are behind me, what the aircraft looks like as I'm maneuvering it. And you can see here, this is looking out the heads-up display in the F-16. On the above screen, we can take and move it around, see what it looks like where it's sitting on the ramp. When we do a flight control check, we can check and also check our spoilers, make sure they work properly. And once everything is good there, we'll take and put the canopy down. Now coming down to the screen on the main screen, this is our airplane. This is the heads-up display. With the heads-up display, it shows us different information. It shows us the airspeed, the altitude, which is very important. You need both airspeed and altitude to survive flying. You have your horizon here. Horizon is where the earth meets the sky. We reference that when we fly the aircraft, when we're looking out the window. But this helps us because it's artificial information, and it will help us to keep the aircraft level, or we want to make a pitch or climb of 5, 10, 15, 20 degrees, whatever, 60 degrees, or descending. You can see these little marks here, 5 and 10. That's minus, that's below the horizon. As we go to take off, the 5 and 10 will come into view, and that's above the horizon. So we're going to take off, and about 140, 145, I'm going to start to lift the nose, and we're going to take off. And once we do, we're going to fly up through this saddle here. On the other side is Honolulu Airport. As soon as we get over the rocks, I'm going to slow the aircraft down and come in and land we'll do a touch and go. We'll take off, and then we'll come around, and we'll fly right over the Arizona Memorial in Honolulu, do a couple air maneuvers, and come back here and land. Looking around the cockpit here, you can see that we have our side stick that's here, and when it moves, this is it moving. It doesn't move very much in the jet. And rudder pedals, we have our radio package over here. We have our heads-up display over here, and avionics. And we get ourselves straightened back up again, and we'll go flying. That looks pretty close. One more time. Okay, we're ready to go. We're going to make our way through this little cut, do a little roll. And we'll soon be able to see Honolulu Airport and downtown Honolulu on the right side. There we go. I'm going to go and land at this airport over here, Honolulu. There's touchdown, nose down, power up. We're going to come around here and fly over the Arizona Memorial. There it is right ahead of us. All right, we're going to head back to Marine Base. About 250, we put the gear down. And we're back. Hi again. Here we are now sitting in an F-35. We are positioned for a carrier landing on a carrier that's in San Diego Bay. As you can see over here is North Island, San Diego Bay. And there's the carrier, that little thing down there. What we use in our heads-up display to help us to make it to the surface, whether it being a hard surface or a carrier, is we have an aircraft symbol display. It's called a velocity vector. And we want to place that aircraft symbol on the deck of the aircraft carrier. What helps us with our speed and pitch will be with the angle of attack indicator. This little line up here, that'll soon start to match up with your airplane. You try to keep it within that, in those lines, and you should be good for speed and pitch. We're going to go ahead and fly it onto the deck. Once we do, we stop. We're going to make a right turn, or actually I'm going to taxi off to the right. So let's see what we can do here. There we are. Hook is off. Now we're going to taxi around on the deck, get out of the way for the next guy. We can even take off out of off this deck without a cat shot. This is all simulation. And here we are in front of our third simulator, showing what the aircraft we can fly. You can fly the 747 for the president. For any of you that are interested in flying as a career or recreationally, here at the Military Heritage Museum, we have pilots on staff, guys that are like me, they're retired airline pilots. We have guys that have flown corporate aircraft. You come in here and fly the military airplanes and fly the 4-engine airplanes. We even have a B-29 bomber. We have a Constellation, and we even have a Poseidon 737 that we fly here as well. We have a slew of aircraft. If you we'll be looking forward to seeing you, come by and visit with us, and we'll try to give you a good experience here at the museum.